Hi friends, host Eric here, host Talking with Famous People. Um, Welcome, and this is basically a State of the Union speech for Talking with Famous People, or State of the State, State of the Thing. Uh, I make these videos occasionally, periodically, when I feel as though there's a reason to give such a speech. To those of you who are regular viewers of this show, Talking with Famous People, thank you very much. You are the reason why my life is good. My life is good because of talking with famous people. And it's not because I make a lot of money from it or anything. I don't. And I've got the stats up here to talk to you about. Let's try the beta. You can see there $62 a month right now. That's down about $20. It's been as high as it's been over 100 before. I've only gotten plus 39 subscribers. Is that what it says? 39? Yeah, in the last 28 days. I historically have been averaging um, it's just, I'm just sorry, I'm brain failing because too much data is being thrown at me all at once. What is this? Last 28 days. So my watch time is up 18% over how you're by years and months. Okay, so the last 28 days, I've had minus 64% subscriber increase rate over the previous 28 days, right? But I've had more views and more watch time, more total watch time. A little bit more views, a fair amount more total watch time. So, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I've never really used the beta version of this stats before. Impressions. I think that has to do with ads, maybe, or something. Browse features, suggested videos, YouTube search, channel pages, external. As far as external sources go, Google search 37, yeah. YouTube search. So, I mean, that's interesting. I like this. I've never looked at this before. Traffic source, suggested videos. Traffic source playlists. This is mostly me. I listen to my own music a lot. I don't know what all this is about. I don't know what that is. I don't really know what impressions means, I guess. I think it's something to do with ads. Let me go back to the old version. Just because I'm more familiar with the other one, the regular one. Just let me go. Thank you. Analytics. Alright, so the thing I liked about this one, I just know where everything is, you know? Now, see, this is different. This is totally different what it's saying, though. It's saying my views are down. Why are there different stats? Why is it different in the two different things? This one, correctly, mine's 15%. I'm surprised not even more than that. Dislikes. Fewer dislikes. That's too bad. But more likes. 4.4%, 5%. It's almost as though they replaced one another. Shares. Who shares? What are the shares, though? I want to know what the shares are. It's probably all me. Oh no, I mean, well, I certainly didn't share this 57 times. Wow. That got shared 14 times. That's nice. Dancing party dance. Fuck yeah. This is what needs to get shared. Everybody, please. Share dancing party dance. It'll make the world a better place for everyone. I never looked at this either, by the way. This shared thing. I mean, this is the first time I've clicked that even. There's so much stuff to look at. It's just, you just go, I don't even know.
Dancing Party Dance is the name of this song, and instead of learning words, you should dance along. If you don't know the dance, don't fret about it, friend, cause dance teaching songs have a long tradition. And the Dancing Party Dance, which goes with the song, is not a hard dance to do and not too long. First you're walking forward, pointing at stuff. Look around now, wave, pull out your guns. Now walking backwards, 4 steps. Once there, drop your guns, cause it's time to rest and clap, step back, clap, clap. Now to the foot, the dance is on the left. First pan it out of view, then pan it back correct. Next to the foot, the dance is on the right. First you pan it out of view, then you pan it back inside. Look over your shoulder, be tugging a kite. Let it go in the cold, start a fight. Finally clap your hands to your ass. Check you 1, check you 2, then slap your chest, then slap your chest, then slap your chest. Dancing party dance now, back at its root. If you need another chance, put this video on loop. First you're walking forward, pointing at stuff. Look around now, wave, pull out your guns. Now walking backwards, a total 4 steps. Once there, drop your guns, cause it's time to rest and do the axel rose by dipping your hips. Clap, step back, clap, clap. Now to the foot, the dance is on the left. First pan it out of view, then pan it back correct. Next to the foot, the dance is on the right. First you pan it out of view, then you pan it back inside. Look over your shoulder, be tugging a kite. Let it go in the cold, start a fight. Finally clap your hand to your ass. Check cheek 1, check cheek 2, then slap your chest, then slap your chest, then slap. Dancing Party Dance is the name of this song, and instead of learning words, you should dance along. Just because I do the DPD,
Punk police are
afraid of me.
One more time, Cam. The original line there in the NWA song actually says, just because I'm from the CPT, referring to Compton. That's neither here nor there. The reason I'm making this video in part is to encourage more participation. I want to make more videos with more people. I've got this guy Dan Klein who emailed me today and said, hey, I want to talk to you. And I said, okay. I'm available right now. He's not checking his email, I guess, or he's not available himself, because here I sit alone. You can call me. It's easy to find my number. I prefer text, really, but you can call me too. People do. You can email me, ssuartscire@gmail.com. ssuartscire. It's Eric Strauss backwards. @gmail.com. I'm not going to say my phone number in this video exactly, but it's easy to find. I think it's in the description of every video. It might be, or it was for a while. I don't know. you're welcome to text me, call me, whatever. And I like to meet random people and make videos. If you have a topic in mind that you want to talk about, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. If you just want me to come up with a topic and start talking with you about it, that's fine. I don't care. When I have time to kill, which I have a fair amount of, I want to do interesting things. And I can make videos by myself all day long. I can go to the raw room where I normally would be if I weren't waiting for Dan, who doesn't appear to be coming, so I'll probably just go to Meowtown. First I'll go to Meowtown, like this, and then after that, you know where I'm going to go? That's right, to Meowtown. So let me show you a little bit of something, actually. So that you can see the truth and the wonder and the glory and the goodness and the faith and the goodness and the truth and the glory. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to close this thing, open project. No, I don't want to save changes to my movie. Alright, so what's the project called? Dancing Party Dance? Yeah. There it is. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I'm going to get you guys a little bit of a preview here just to show you the kind of stuff I'm working with. Now, I don't have it paired up with the music or anything yet, but I would love to get more people participating in a dancing party dance. I know this is a long and rambling video. Hi, Washington. Nice to see you. Is the guest the bot or just guest? The guest is not the bot. There's no bot. God damn it. Bot is dead.
How you doing, host? You just woke me up from a nap.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm doing a State of the Union address right now. We're talking to Finnish people. I'm going over stats. I'm talking about things I hope to have happen and people participate in things and whatnot. I know. I'm supposed to have a meeting with Jeremy tonight, but then now I can't make that meeting tonight because I got work thing that I was supposed to do last night, but then the kid's train caught on fire, and so he couldn't make it, and I had to reschedule for tonight. Well, I agree in the big picture of things, but you know, I have a meeting scheduled with Jeremy, and I'll try to reschedule for today some other time so it doesn't delay the process anymore. I can't go forward until I meet with Jeremy. So I have to deal with that.
Sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
Well, I mean, that's one of the matters of. I'm not worried about that though. That's not something that's weighing on me at all because I know I'm going to meet with Jeremy. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to talk to him. If I got to spend a little money, I got to spend some money on it, and I would, you know, there's a certain benefit to making payments for things on a regular basis because it allows you some leverage, right? Like right now, this is just Jeremy being a saint. That's all. I'm not paying him anything. He's just doing it on his own server independently because you know there was a time where I basically couldn't afford to sustain the way I was doing it before anymore, and I just sort of threw up my hands and said, I can't continue this. And the community stepped up and made sure the bot was still there and that we had the raw channel and stuff like that. The fact that it's been down for a week is not a big concern to me. This thing's gone through plenty of ebbs and flows over the life of it, and it'll survive this no problem. In fact, people are still coming here even though there's no bot right now, which is indicative that it's got some stickiness beyond the concept even. So, but regardless, I'm not worried about that because that'll get fixed with a little bit of money and or talking to Jeremy or whatever. That'll get fixed. Stuff that's more concerning a little bit is the shift in the analytics, which I would say overall is down in a lot of different ways. So even though it's not like this. This is the real cue that I take. This is the thing that I think is most important. Okay, right now it's up a little bit the last week or so, maybe, because I think I've been making better videos or more videos, or I don't know. But it should be like at its peak, or when it's really killing it, it's 3,000 or more for sure. And then it's been dropping down to like 2,000 or lower. I mean, but it's hard to say. YouTube is so strange. I have no explanation for why things are the way that they are. Basically, though, I would love to average 1 view a minute. That would be great. That's when I feel like I'm doing well, is so I can get up to about 1 view a minute. You know, that's 2,400 a day, 4,800 effort. That would show 4,800. Okay, if this were 1 view a day, I mean 1 view a minute, you'd have 60 times 24. Well, I don't know. Maybe my math is wrong. I don't know, but I like that's what I think anyway. I just sort of think that way, and so I go, you know, five grand, you're killing it. I don't think I've ever gotten to 5 grand here. What? Oh, it arrived. Can I see it? I'm excited here. Hold on 1 second.
1,400 minutes in a day.
Wow. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Check it out, y'all. What does that say?
It says made out to wash. So
No, it does not
I'll
say
email
that.
you.
It does not say that, Washington.
Come on, socialist.
$5,000 that I was not asking the city to give me. I was just hoping to get. I was thinking, well, I'll have to fight the cops, the union lawyer a little bit, but they'll probably just give me the 5 grand rather than let me have my way with the point of law. But then the city just gave it to me. It's like, how often do you hear that story where somebody goes, I'm complaining about something, and like, what is this? 2 weeks later, boom. Who knew?
Now, smart as you are, you know you could have sued and made more. Take a little bit more work, but hey, you could have probably got $20,000.
It wouldn't have been just. This is just. This is a just outcome. I wouldn't. I will. That's the thing. I didn't want the taxpayer to pay anything. But here's the thing. That's what I basically promised, is that I don't hold them liable for anything. They paid for me to promise to never hold them liable for anything. That this resolves the matter completely. So if they want to pay me for that, what I was telling them, then I understand that they're working in the city's interest in that regard, because I could be somebody who's going to go back on what he says and end up suing him for $1 million or whatever. Well, that's not what happened here at all. I wasn't going to do that, but they said, well, if we want to do the right thing, is what he told me as well. And I say, let's give other people credit for possibly being idealistic. Let's not assume that just because that everybody works in their interests. So this just says here, what I signed, it just says, I forfeit any remise, release, and forever discharge the city proponent, all their principals, employees, law enforcement officers, deputies, blah, 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 for any claims of action, blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what I knew I was signing.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. In other words, I got what I think is a generous payment for the actual harms I incurred, considering that the actual speech impacts, it caused more speech. It didn't cause less speech, right? So it's difficult to argue the speech impacts. Now, the other guy, Tazy guy, he has reason to argue that my impacted speech caused him liability. Maybe it's like his impacting my speech is something that he can make claims upon because my speech would have. No, I think this is the thing I realized as well. I didn't realize it until like days afterwards when I was thinking about it. So the guy who actually interviewed me was not an employee of the city or had anything to do with the city. He was an independent investigator. And I just thought, well, this is probably some sort of state law thing where you've got to have an independent party come in and do this. I just assumed that he was, regardless of whether he was officially working for the city or not, that he was part of the city's way of dealing with this. But what I've come to believe, having listened to the interview again and thought about it and just intuited and shit, is that he was an investigator sent by Tal Guy's lawyer to interview me about what happened that night.
Who's Tal Guy? Who's Tal Guy?
Tal Guy's the guy who got tased.
He was sent by his lawyer?
I think so, yes. When I re-listen to that interview and I think back about it,
but somebody representing him.
Yeah, no, his lawyer in a civil suit that he's going to be filing. There's no doubt about that. He's going to be filing a civil suit. The question is, was that investigator his lawyer's investigator? And the answer to that question, as far as I'm concerned, is probably, because I could tell how much that the investigator was, especially at the end, I could tell for a minute, and I'm not really attending to this stuff generally, he was happy with me slamming the cops and shit. When I was like, he's like, do you have anything else to add? And I'm like, yeah, I do. The last thing I have to say is, if you're a member of a big gang of burly armed men, and you can't manage to apprehend one skinny homeless guy without seriously harming him, then you're not very good at your jobs. And the investigator, I could tell when I listened back to the interview in the sound of his voice after that he was happy with that. And then at the end, he thanked me for being so eloquent, which is a weird thing to thank somebody for, right?
Well, it makes sense because you're kind of irrational.
I'm kind of irrational.
No, you kind of.
Me?
Right?
Kind of. Yeah. You're still in T, but you're still sort of you're more of an intellectual, but you got some rationality
I
in you
agree with you, Washington.
when you want to. In the case you had, that was kind of a strategy you was using to get the best results from this whole situation, especially with the interviewer.
It wasn't a strategy I was using to get the best results. It was instead me trying to be means focused, saying I want to use the correct means. Who's actually liable? It should actually be the cop. When it comes down to actually accepting ends, though, I go, oh, or $5,000? $5,000. I mean, I just assumed they weren't going to pay me anything because I'd already kicked those argument chains, right? I'd said, I don't think the city should be held liable. I did the right thing. I did what I should have done. At that point,
very moral.
I'm responsible
Very
for
moral.
my own moral actions, not for the city's, right? If they want to pay me to guarantee them what I tell them, and because they don't trust me, I get that. They have no reason to trust me besides I'm just a random person, so they don't know whether I should be trusted or not. When I say I'm not going to hold them liable,
They want to pay me $5,000 to promise to guarantee them that I will not hold them liable. Sure, no problem. I already said I
You're
would
just
hold them
happy that
liable.
you was right.
Now, in the process, what they also bought was me not holding anybody else liable either, like the cop or the police department or anything like that. But that's fair and just because I've got $5,000, so I shouldn't get anything else. I'm settled. That's it. It's beyond even really the value of my harms, to be perfectly honest. That's why I valued my harms at $1,000. So the reason it was $5,000 is because of the mechanics of having to sue the cop. I wanted to sue the individual cop, right? But in order to sue somebody, they have to turn you down first. You have to say, like, you owe me $5,000, and then they go, the hell I do, and then you can sue them. So what I made a demand letter saying, you can pay me $5,000 and I'll go away, or if you want to do this properly, then you can get out of this for paying me a lot less. You don't have to pay me $5,000. You can pay me $1,000 or even $500 as long as you go along with my challenge this shit in court thing. The city, I didn't think the city was going to pay it because it just never crossed my mind because after all, I had kicked those argument chains. The city had no reason to think they should pay it because I had said specifically on video and many videos that I didn't think the city should be held liable. So in my mind, that eliminated the possibility the city was going to pay me anything. So then I was just surprised when I went in there. I thought I'd get my either $5,000 or my little plan, one of the two things, from the cop or the union, the police union. I didn't think the city was going to end up paying anything. So,
the city would do that. If the union would have paid you, you think that would have dampened these sort of issues from happening again?
If the union were going to pay me, then I would be much more inclined to be like, no, I don't want you to pay me. But of course, I can't once I've demanded it, I can't turn down the money once they're giving it to me. It's not up to me to decide whose pocket it's coming from. I can't force it to come from the individual cop's pocket, right? So in that instance, I would bitch about it. If it were from the union, I would make a big stink about how police unions are paying off citizens to prevent the quashing of qualified immunity. But the city paying me off for it is a different matter. I get now, it surprised me, so I hadn't thought it through. But after the fact, I thought it through and I realized, well, that makes sense why they would think this is a good deal or something. Even though it's not really a good deal for them. But I already have the check, so I can say that, and they can't take it back now. And I guess they could cancel it before I cash it. But I don't think it's a good deal for them, but I don't think it's a terrible deal for them. So, and I understand why they do it, and I believe that the people who made the decision to do this are operating in the best interest of the city in their minds, even if it doesn't actually turn out to have been the best interest of the city, because they actually could have gotten away without paying me anything. But that's not the point. So, anyway, I'm going to go have Kim deposit this check right now.
What you gonna do with all that money?
Well, first thing we're gonna do is pay rent with it.
TWFP, socialism.
No, we're gonna pay.
Trying to spread that money out.
This month's rent from it, and Kim wants to put $1,000 away for Christmas, and we've got a couple of bills. I mean, it's not a huge chunk of change, but it's very helpful, and it came at a time when we kind of needed it. I mean, not desperately, but it frees up. It makes things that were looking, how are we going to manage that? Now you go, okay, we got it. Like, I wasn't sure how I was going to manage getting Kim's windows tinted on her car for her birthday, which is what she wants. It costs like $160. I was like, I don't see an extra $160 around here in our accounts, given what's coming up and stuff like that, Well, now I see that extra $160, and I'm like, okay, well, there's some of it. So it's gone before you even know it. One rent, $1,000 for Christmas, and some couple little expenses, and it's toast. But it's very helpful, and thank you, City of Pomona. That's not what this video is about, though. That'll be another video, a final resolve of this matter. So this video is about State of the Union, and I just wanted to basically say, if you want to talk to me at any point, anybody, it doesn't have to be in here, although this will be up and running again soon enough. Email me, ssuartscire@gmail.com, or text me. You can find my number easily enough on some videos, or I don't know. It's easy to find around talking with people.
And if you would like to participate in the dancing party dance video, that is not going away. That is a serious project. This one only has, there's Eccentric M. I also have, what's her name? Sexy Pants. It's not her name, though. It's an apt description of her, but it's not her name. So let me see if I can find that other one. This PC. Dancing party dance?
What do you mean by the State of the Union? You talking about?
I'm talking about the state of TWFP. Now, the other thing is, if I were rolling in dough from various enterprises, even if not related to TWFP, I'd spend it on TWFP stuff for sure. Because, like, I'm hopeful that I'm going to get to be one of the finalists in the Barnes Firm Jingle Contest. I'm very hopeful about it. Washington, have you heard the jingle?
No.
Right,
Where can I find it?
For you real quick. It's just like 10 seconds long.
Sure.
Injuries addressed by law, so when you're injured, time to call the firm that's fighting for the win to see justice restored again. 1-800-8-million, the Barnes Firm.
1-800-8-million. That's pretty
Let me play
catchy.
it one more time so you get a better sense of it.
Injuries addressed by law, so when you're injured, time to call the firm that's fighting for the win to see justice restored again. 1-800-8-million, the Barnes Firm.
Hey, I like it.
So,
Does that have to do with the recent incident you talked
no,
about?
it's incidental. The Kimberly said you should enter this jingle contest. The first prize is $10,000. I don't think I'm gonna probably get first prize. I mean, hopefully it'll be nice, but there's also $100 prizes. There's like $500 prizes or 6 of them. So I might get a runner-up prize or something. I think it's a decent chance. It's a good jingle. The thing is about the jingle, of course, you got to get the lyrics and the music. So the lyrics have to be carefully constructed because if you're a law firm, the lyrics can't say anything that's not like legally sound. So I say injuries addressed by law. So when you're injured, time to call the firm that's fighting for the win to see justice restored again. 1-800-8-million, the Barnes Firm. That's the lyrics are one of the harder parts of a jingle, like for a law firm, because if you say the wrong lyrics, like if you say the law requires you to call a lawyer when you're injured or something, then they're not going to be able to play that. It's got to be sound language. So my language is sound, and the lyrics are good and they rhyme and stuff. It's hard also to do anything with the Barnes Firm. It's not easy to sing. It doesn't really work well, as far as the cadence of it and stuff, the sound of it, the Barnes Firm. Nothing rhymes with it. So it's a rough one.
Barnes Firm.
So I think that other people who make jingles will fall prey to several pitfalls that loom large in being successful in this. So hopefully I'll make it to be a finalist at least. That'd be nice. Let me see what time it released the information.
Shoot for number one. You'll get at least maybe third or fourth.
I mean, if I get $100 and honorary mention, I'll be happy. If I win the goddamn thing, I'd be ecstatic.
Oh boy.
Wait, no, the wrong one. This one. It's difficult to find the jingle contest home. It just takes you to their website and stuff, you know. But here it is. It doesn't look like I made it to a finalist. That's disappointing. Well, regardless of that, I have another thing out in the wind, which is an audition tape for an open mic night with The Voice, and they announced that on the 13th. Is that right?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that would be great if I made that. It's not. It's like a. It's like an open mic, basically, but it's an open mic that's not really an open mic. They call it open mic, but it's anything but an open mic. You got to audition and get chosen, you know, to play.
You're right.
Well, sometimes, if they're interesting enough. The thing is, it's not for the show. It's for a live performance thing in Los Angeles, and there's a couple of reasons why I think I got a decent shot at it. Number one, I'm an experienced performer / musician. So if they're going to have somebody performing live in front of everybody, you want to make sure that they're capable of handling it, you know. And I come across in the audition as professional-ish, you know. So, in terms of my music, not necessarily in terms of my overall presentation or anything, but number two, I genuinely am. I feel this is an objective statement, but I don't really care if people agree with it or not. But I think I'm a better songwriter than most people who would consider themselves decent songwriters. So, I do have a couple of really good songs that I present on that audition that, if that's a factor, if they're looking for somebody who, if they're considering that as, like, we want at least a couple people representing that subgroup or something, then I think I got a good shot, because the two originals I play are great songs, and I think they'll stand up against anybody else's.
That's interesting. Considering that, I guess your confidence come from you thinking you know what you're doing. So which would make you even more confident. So as you're
from lots and lots of examples to evaluate from. So I've got shit tons of songs I've made, hundreds of them, and so I know which ones are good because I know which ones are bad. And I've got, you know, countless hours of experience playing the guitar. I'm a pretty good guitarist at this point, and countless hours of experience playing the guitar and singing at the same time, and lots of experience performing in front of people. So I know how to work a room live. I'm probably at my best in exactly that capacity, playing music either as a front man or as like a singer-songwriter type thing in front of people is probably my most successful manifestation of self.
That's interesting. Now, you having a demonic SE, do you enjoy doing that when you're performing? Is there an enjoyment for you, or is it just something to entertain your mind?
It's probably my favorite thing to do if I could choose. You know, it's hard to get opportunities to play in front of people, but it's to have people pay attention to you while you're playing in front of them is an amazing experience. It's the greatest experience I think I can have, really. But the thing is what SE is demonic, quote unquote, but it's not the way people think about your eighth slot function is not correct. I think in general, my eighth slot function is the one where I'm balanced at it, that I actually use it appropriately. So when it comes time to SE, I've got no problem SEing if it's appropriate kind of SE. You know, I'm a little picky about it. There's some kinds of SE I don't like, but I use it effectively. That's why the channel exists as it does, is because there's one thing that the channel represents more than anything else. It's actually not extroverted intuition so much as it is extroverted sensing. My willingness and persistence in continually making videos, regardless of what they're about. You know, just doing it anyway, whatever it is. Making it, putting it up there. Year after year, day after day. Shit tons of videos.
Engaging. Yeah, that would be a trait of SC. And you having very weak, it's amazing to see that you're continue to do it as longer than any.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think the eighth slot is weak. I think the eighth slot is used appropriately. So it's like, if I can find a way to implement things that's tailored to my tailored to the kind of SE I like, which is not let's go play volleyball, right? It's let's follow through on this and do another one. And it's only about certain things, but it's not unpleasant at all. It's what I want to do. The extroverted intuition, you could say, well, this is all about extroverted intuition because it's all about making meaning all the time. But you'll notice that the extroverted intuition isn't getting me anywhere, nor is the introverted thinking. It's like I can come up with lots of brilliant ideas that I think are brilliant, and other people maybe tell me they're brilliant too. I don't know. It doesn't seem to have any impact. It's like that's not what people are swayed by. What they're really swayed by, if you look at Sam Harris, what makes Sam Harris so popular? And why is he so widely known as an intellectual giant of some sort? The reason is because of his very careful FE. What are his credentials? Who cares about credentials anyway?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
I guess it's I'm licensed for all kinds of shit by all licenses all the time. You know I'm a licensed metaphysician, right?
I had no clue.
I'm also archpastor of the Aelorian Church. Excuse me.
Quite a resume.
Do you know Sir Ronald Ranchanchan, the CEO of All Licenses All the Time? He's a very respected individual in the community. He's a what? Let me see what that said. My eyesight isn't as good as it used to be. A kitty toucher. Sir Ronald Ranchanchan is not a kitty toucher, okay? God. He's a hero who worked in South Africa in the pomegranate mines for years. You know that's where they get pomegranates from, right? That's what they call them, blood pomegranates.
The fruits.
Yeah, they mine them.
I did not know that.
Few people do. Few people know that pomegranates are mined like ore. Anyway, we're a little bit off topic here on the State of the Union speech, but you get the gist of it. I don't know. I should improve my FE. I need to not toot my own horn. I need to not say things like, this guy's a moron, or whatever other kind of stuff I say, or sound all superior, or haughty, or convey
That's you just being sincere.
Thank you, Washington. The thing is, kind of it is, but then that's just revelatory of how conceited I am to the extent that that's the case, and people don't like that. People just genuinely don't like that. So I prefer to be liked than accurate in my self-assessment if my accurate self-assessment is, in fact, one that's going to be perceived as conceited and or unlikable. If it, in fact it does
True.
produce that I'm perceived as conceited and unlikable, then I no longer have a manifest self that I think is worth being conceited about, and I just should and will just feel shame about myself. So the long and short of it is it's something I gotta figure out and fix. There's certain types of people who are down with, ENTP social failure. Like Washington puts up with me, right? He and I can get in a big argument, but he doesn't come back and bust my chops about it, which I appreciate.
Human brick wall. Human brick wall.
I need people like Washington who are quick to let shit slide, because I make a lot of mistakes in life. I try not to make any serious ones. I try not to attack people or stuff like that. I try not to do things that are ethically dirty. So
Yeah. I know when I do open heart surgery on that stubborn TI of yours, it can irritate.
Yeah, well, you never use any anesthesia, Washington. That's the problem.
Oh no, you're wide awake when I do it.
So anyhow, that comprises this State of the Union speech, and the takeaway from it is 3 or 4 different specific messages. One, please feel free to contact me directly if you want to talk about whatever, or you just want to make a video with me. You can be audio only if you wanted to, or whatever. Number 2, please submit your dancing party dance videos to me. I was looking for sexy pants. Did I ever find her? I was going to show you guys sexy pants. Anyway, please send me your DPD, and what? Okay, maybe it's not. Let me try dance. Anyway, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it right now, but yeah, there's a video of very sexy April dancing party dance. And there's also Delilah, who presumably is looking sexy as well. I mean, I'm not one to notice. You can't tell with your own daughter whether there's no desire there, so it's hard to even know. So I got one of her, and I've also got somebody else too. Oh yeah, Shane. I got Shane as well. So I've got 4 different people actually so far, and I'm looking to get to 8 to 10. So if you want to send in your footage of you dancing party dance, that would be a good idea. And I guess you're just gonna not get to see April. What a cock tease, huh? What a cock tease I am. Washington will get to see it after we start the video, though. So, Washington, you don't have anything to complain about. You just have to be patient a second. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. The sooner you send me your dancing party dance video clips, the sooner you'll get to see the whole thing done.